How you doing? This is the best buff in 2024 without a doubt. There is no question mark, Without a doubt, the best buff of 2024. I've been wanting to make this video since Friday, since I saw the buff details, but now it's out, and I also didn't want it to get nerfed before it comes out, as well as I wanted to talk about it when I update the game, so I can be better talk about it. So it's now in the game. You just have to update the game. Um, the last time I said the best of something without a question mark was Scorpion, and look how he turned out. I said Scorpion without a doubt is going to be the best science champion in the game, and you see how well he turned out. And when it comes to Mr. Sinister, he's the best buff of 2024 without a doubt. I don't really make these videos when it comes to buff champions unless they're OP. Think about it. The last time I made a video of a buff champion was Hulk. And when it comes to Mr. Sinister, he's up there with the best buffs in MCOC. He's up there with Diablo, Hulk, Juggernaut, and he's up there. And, I was afraid that this buff might get nerfed. I don't think he's going to get nerfed anytime soon. But that's why I didn't want to make it until the buff came live in the game. What else? And also, Kabam is more focused on Battlegrounds, so I don't think he's going to get nerfed. I personally don't play Battlegrounds or Alliance War, but if you do, you might not think he's the best buff. But out of the 4 best buffs in MCOC, Diablo, Hulk, Juggernaut, and Mr. Sinister, he's the best defender, I think. So if you play Battlegrounds, he's the best defender out of all the 4, I believe. And he also Alliance War. I feel like he's a great counter to Bullseye. It just makes sense because obviously he counters class advantage, and he's going to be, from now on, he's going to be 100% bleed, not 100% bleed immune, but 100% bleed resistant. So you don't even need to use the Horseman ability to become 100% bleed resistant with Mr. Sinister. I was hoping that, imagine what do you call this? Bullseye had a bleed debuff instead. He would just regen so much health from the bleed debuff from Bullseye. But Bullseye, when it comes to Bullseye, he inflicts bleed, but it's not a damaging debuff. It's instant bleed, so you're not going to heal from willpower. You could say it's a bad thing if you had a bleed debuff with Bullseye, if you play Battlegrounds or Alliance War, because most of the time a lot of people that play Battlegrounds or Alliance War have at least 1 point in despair. So and then if you have 2 points in despair, that completely heal blocks you. So not necessarily good if you had bleed debuff if you play Alliance War or Battlegrounds. But then again, if you don't, which I don't, I mean, he would heal so much, from willpower. But still, when it comes to Bullseye, he has guaranteed critical hits. And the thing about Mr. Sinister, does it say here? It should. So 100% chance to regenerate 70% of the damage dealt by enemy with critical hits. Okay, so with Bullseye, he's just so much a great counter because Bullseye, obviously you have class advantage, but as well as his hits are always going to be critical, so you're going to get 70% of that regen back. Plus, if you have 3 points in recovery, that is just crazy. Also, for every combo meter the opponent has, he gains an extra, 1%? Increased by 100% for every hit on the opponent. Yeah, I should be on 1% for every 1 hit. So, by 50 hits on the combo meter, you're going to be regenerating health against Bullseye. I think 30 hits would be breaking even. I'm not sure exactly. But, by 50 hits, for sure, you're going to be healing from Bullseye's damage. This could also depend on what rank your Mr. Sinister is and what rank you're against Bullseye. But, you cannot die with Mr. Sinister. I want to just try it. I don't have Bullseye, but I want to try it against Bullseye sometime. With my rank 1 against a 3-star Bullseye. I don't even think I have him as a 3-star. Let's see. Do I even have Bullseye as a 3-star? Let's see. But even my maxed out 4-star, that would be awesome. Oh, I do have him, do I? No, I don't. What the heck? I do? Where's he at? There he is. Oh my god. I have Bullseye. Holy macro. Should we try it? Ah, man. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's see if that works, okay? Let's see. I can even use my 4-star Mr. Sinister. Let's just use my 4-star, make it more fair. Let's see how it works. Again, it depends on the rank of the champion, but let's see. Oh no. No, no, no. Okay. Let's try 3. I see. I'm not used to it. So let's see. Let's do 3-star Bullseye. I actually didn't know I had Bullseye, so this is great. Practice. Let's do 4-star to make it more fair. Technically, it's not fair, but let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. Okay, I'm not gonna do anything. Okay, let's see if Bullseye can counter it. I don't think so. Let's see. Like again, most of the time your opponent's attack is going to be higher than yours, so this is not really a fair comparison. But you can see here, what is this? Pretty much, you're not losing health. Because why is that? Because when it comes to Bullseye, his hits are guaranteed critical hits. And then look at that. You see, you can pretty much regen all your health back because you increase your regen for every hit on the combo meter. So let's just stop this. So see, he's like a great Bullseye counter. I don't know if he's the best option, but he looks like a really good Bullseye counter. So let's talk about Mr. Sinister. All right. No. So he's just gonna be an incursion monster. He's gonna be a quest monster, that's for sure. Defense purposes, I'm not sure exactly, but he looks like a good Bullseye counter for sure. And look at this new. Let's talk about the Sig later because he does want him to be awakened and preferably max Sig, you know. And when he gets buff, I mean when it comes, I mean it's already out, but I don't know if we'll see 7-star Mr. Sinister anytime soon. But he's gonna be okay without his signature ability, but he does, I would prefer it, preferably even max Sig. But let's talk about his base kit without his signature ability. So Mr. Sinister, he's immune to taunt and reverse control. That's really OP if you want to go up against like the Necropolis Grandmaster or some champions that have like reverse control, which really annoys a lot of times. Mr. Sinister reduced the potency of incoming bleeds by 100%. What else? Mr. Sinister powers allow him to block unblockable special attacks. That's from all his old kits, by the way. Well-timed blocks grant a bulwark buff, increasing block proficiency by X amount for 10 seconds. That's really good because you're going to be pairing a lot with him and heavying attack as well. Whenever a skilled champion purifies the debuff, the ability actually purifies by 25% up to minus 100%. So like if your opponent purifies 4 debuffs, that's it. He's not your opponent's not going to be purifying any more debuffs after that. So I already talked about his regen and we showcased this as well too. This is really how you want to use him. And when it comes to special attack 1 and 2 and 3, it's the same as his old kit. Well, let's talk about the charging heavy attack. Pause the duration of damaging stun, concussion, and power leash of the opponent. Charging a heavy attack for 1 second grants a vicious facet, increasing the potency of damaging debuffs for 30 seconds for 8 seconds. So basically that's what vicious facet means. It's going to increase your damaging debuff by 30%. Charging a heavy attack for another second, so for basically for 2 seconds. For the next 7 seconds, he inflicts 10-second bleed debuff on himself. So this is really good. It's going to heal you from willpower. I don't know if this is necessarily good against like Battlegrounds or Alliance War if you play that. Because, you know, most of the time your opponent has deep despair. So 2 points in despair. When you have 10 bleed debuffs on you, that's gonna completely heal block you. Or if they have 3 points to spare, all you need is 7 debuffs, bleed debuffs on you, and you're gonna be heal blocked. So there's some pros and cons about it for sure if you play at Battlegrounds or Alliance War. And then your goal is really to parry heavy for 2 seconds. You're gonna bleed these bleed debuffs on you, and you're gonna be regenning on it, and then you throw it back to the opponent. So it used to be whatever debuff they throw to you. Now it's just going to be what do you call that? Degen instead. Keep in mind they did nerf him somewhat against robots because robot has no effect on his special one. So if you're going up against robot, I would not use him because he has class disadvantage, obviously, and again with exception of Dragon Man. Another thing is too, you probably want to throw a special 2. Special 2 is pretty much the same as he was to be. He gets 100% chance to reduce opponent's ability accuracy as well as can stun opponent. Special 3 can power leash opponent, basically take their power away and reduce their ability accuracy by 100%. So those are special 2 and special 3. It's actually not bad, you know, but you really most of the time you're going to be throwing special 1. You're going to be getting willpower. You're going to do a lot more damage from the special attack 1, with exception against robots. So keep that in mind. And let's talk about the signature ability. This is really what's gonna like set him to becoming the best buff in 2024 without a doubt. So you want him preferably at max sig. So when it comes to the prowess at max sig, you pretty much, it's going to be 30% for every time you win against mutant. And skill, I don't know exactly what percent that is, but it's X amount. When it comes to science regen, it's about 20% at max sig. Mystic, it's about another 20%. And then cosmic fury, it's also 30% of your base attack. So let's say you best one I would say is mutant. You're gonna get 30% special attack every time you win, and then cosmic 30% special attack. Keep in mind this is a max stack of 3. But now when it comes to the buff version, you're gonna get 3 random buffs. Okay, so plus the ones you already won. So that means 13 passive total. When it comes to 3 random buffs, I do believe it's going to be 3 different random buffs. You're not going to get the same one. So there's basically a 60% chance you're going to get either one of those, mutant, skill, science, mystic, cosmic champions. So that means like science regen, right? You can get up to 3 of them, up to 60% regen back, but then there's a 60% chance that you can get another one. So that brings your regen up to 80% if you win 3 fights against science champion. You know how crazy that is? 80% extra potency on regen, or even just 60%. You're gonna be, let's say your willpower, you're gonna be healing plus additional 60% regen from willpower. That is insane. Or up to 80% regen, which is crazy. You know, and then even from liquid courage, you could be healing from willpower if you didn't throw your special 1. That is just crazy, dude. And keep in mind also he's a mutant, so he can reduce his liquid courage by up to 72% poison resistant with Professor X and Colossus. So it's really just, his regen is gonna be crazy, especially in incursion. Oh my goodness. You know, with the Odin free fights, you know, depending on what rank your Odin is, because they're not gonna, if you have a 6-star or 7-star Odin, it's not gonna take more than 15% damage from opponent, you know, unless it crits. But when it crits, he's gonna regen 70% of it back. But depending on how high your Mr. Sinister, how high your rank Mr. Sinister is, he's gonna be like overpowered. I would even say broken in earlier zones in incursion. Like I tell you, he's gonna be an incursion monster. And in quest monster too, like I said, it depends on how high rank your Mr. Sinister is. You know, plus imagine, personally, if I was gonna pick something in like questing or incursion, I would pick mutant and cosmic. That's number 1 for sure, and then regen. That would be like 90% special attack bonus plus 90% special attack bonus plus 90% increased attack plus 60% increased potency on the regen, and then I'll put 1 point in skill precision. I don't really see the point of having any points in mystic combat rate because you're going to be spamming special 1 most of the time, and you just want to, you know, you don't want to push yourself to special 2. So it's okay to have mystic, you know, increase combat power rate when you need it, but I don't think it's like, that's the least favorite one I would choose. You can also just put 2 points in each one, so 2 points of each class to make it more balanced. That's also fine too. I don't think you need 3 points of regen, especially if you have buff corn. If you have buff corn, I wouldn't put 3 points in regen. I mean, like, even 1 point of regen for science, 20% regen extra with buff corn is going to be good enough because you're going to be healing from willpower all the time. So yeah, these are my thoughts when it comes to Mr. Sinister. He's going to be the best buff of 2024 without a doubt. He's going to hit like a truck as well. And that degen, dude, that degen, I think it's modified. So incursion, wow, dude. Like, you know, that's just crazy. Like how much damage it does. Does it tell you the number? How much damage it does? It doesn't really tell you, does it? It doesn't give you the number, but it's gonna be a lot with plus 90% attack. Degen, there's also a hack in incursion that increase your debuff potency by 50%. Oh man, he's gonna do so much damage, because it's modified, I believe, when it comes to degen damage. So, you run damage mastery, he's gonna be so damage mastery funny. Another thing about Mr. Sinister, oh, this buff is gonna be good. He's damage mastery friendly because he can just throw it back to the opponent. He's gonna heal from willpower. I mean, he's gonna be regenerating health anyway, so you're just getting really increased attack from Mr. Sinister with damage mastery. This is just gonna be so good when it comes to his buff. Best buff of 2024 without a doubt. Thank you.